Welcome to NFL Daily, where we got a Super Bowl preview in Week 3. I'm Gregg Rosenthal here in the Chris Wesseling podcast studio with a surprised Cynthia Frelund, who clearly doesn't know that the Super Bowl this year is going to feature your Detroit Lions and my Baltimore Ravens, because that was my Super Bowl pick before the year, with the Ravens winning, unfortunately, and here we have it in Week 3.
I think all Lions fans would take a trip to the Super Bowl, even if it didn't result in a win. It'd just be so exciting to finally make it to the big game. I know that sounds anticlimactic, but I still think that people would take that.
I agree, and most fans, especially of teams that haven't gone far often or haven't even been to a Super Bowl, like the Lions, would always say that. Now, that said, you're laughing. I mean, it's just a fact.
I know.
That said, in a couple weeks and everything leading up to it would be unforgettable. It would be an incredible experience. I think that said, once you're there, if they lose, that will actually feel and be worse than any of the losses before that. Unfortunately, I think that's how it works. It's how sports works.
I don't know. I still think I'd take going.
I know. You still would take it. You would take the pain.
And then those T-shirts that they send, you know, they send away those T-shirts for somewhere the Lions, in an alternate universe, the Lions would have won according to a T-shirt.
That's fair. And nothing can take away the weeks before and all the
right.
Okay,
right.
We got a long way to go, and I got my doubts about the Lions. More to come there. We make 3 picks every week on the show against the spread. Back-to-back weeks, you've gone 2-1. Back-to-back weeks, I've gone 1-2. That stupid Bengals ending where the Jaguars blow it a million times in the red zone late, and then the Bengals drive the whole length of the field, not only to win, by 3, but to win by 4 and cover that number, helped flip our scores. We went head-to-head last week. But as you remember I said I only liked 4 games last week.
Yep.
I did have 2 underdogs, winning straight up there with the Falcons and the Seahawks. So at least I had some that was on the right track. So I'm counting myself as 2-2, but we can only count 3 for sure. And I was picking between, Atlanta and Seattle. So you're off to a great start, and that's why we're going to start with you, because the computer model is off to a hot start in game debut and in this studio this year.
It's possible that the model has started to become sentient. I'm starting to worry. Like, I'm waking up at night being like, is it going to come kill me? What's going on? But I have 5 outright wrong favored teams this week.
Oh, that's amazing. That makes picking, well, maybe it makes it hard picking which 3 you like best, but it singles it out. I should have pointed out, by the way, your winners last week. You also had the Patriots, and you were wrong on the Broncos. I was wrong on the Jets as well.
Okay.
Very
all right.
wrong.
Well, we got it. All right. So my first one, I think I'm stealing this one from you, but I really like it. I absolutely think the wrong team is favored in Chicago. The Dallas Cowboys come to town as 1-point dogs.
Yeah, surprising.
And I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing now? Got it. So I'm going to go ahead and take them because I have the Cowboys winning that outright. So against the number or on their own.
Not one of my...
Oh, good. I didn't steal it. I thought maybe you would.
I did pick the Cowboys in this game. We agree on that one. Man, watching Dak Prescott right now, I think is as fun as watching any quarterback in the entire league. And you think about that mismatch against Chicago, and that's ultimately why I picked the Cowboys. But these 2 teams are unpredictable. I don't trust either one of them, and I definitely don't trust the Cowboys defense that much. So that's why I just didn't make it like one of my 3 favorite.
Well, the Cowboys defense has been giving up a bajillion yards, and we understand a bajillion points, like over 30 and 414, something like that. Something correct. But if you look at where they're giving it up, it's to deep balls. Russell Wilson just gashed them with a bunch of deep balls. That is an area where Caleb Williams has not been successful so far this season. So I think the matchup for this defense is a plus matchup. Plus, Eberflus revenge. He has to come back.
I mean,
there's always revenge. But I'm looking at this one and I'm saying, all right, it's the deep passing for me. Are you really going to trust the run game to get going? We haven't really seen it so
it's been
far.
really rough. The Cowboys' run game looks great.
That's right. They've been contacted behind the line of scrimmage quite a bit. They're not getting a bunch of pressure up front. So, I actually looked at this and I was like, I'm surprised that I thought it would be a point or maybe a pick 'em at least.
Right. I think it started out for Bears. It might be flipping around during the week a little bit.
Very well, either way.
Either way, you're taking the Cowboys.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm going back to the Jets. I want to tell you.
You went back to the Jets.
I'm going back to the Jets.
Against the Bucs.
Against the Bucs.
Okay.
So I made maybe the worst pick in the history of the show last week. Jets, Bills. I said they would win straight up. and they were, 7-point underdogs?
Uh-huh.
7-point underdogs again this week.
Okay.
Let me tell you about...
Are you taking them to win straight up?
No.
Okay. Whew.
Doesn't matter. They're 7-point underdogs.
Okay.
Actually, on
get
our
down
show
with it.
game debut, I think I am, just for the
fun of it.
all.
Yeah.
If you're going to take them, might as well.
Right.
Can I tell you about dollar cost averaging? Buy the stock that's low.
I feel so at home right now.
I blew it on these Jets, clearly, and I liked them both weeks. They covered week 1. They did not week 2. I just don't think they are the team that they showed last week. It was a very humbling game for me and the Jets. But I'm looking at this specifically. I really do believe that the Bucs should not be 7-point favorites.
Okay.
Since we last taped an NFL Daily, even, we learned Cody Mock, the guard for the Bucs, is out for the entire season.
Great teeth.
We confirmed that Luke Gedeke, he doesn't have all his teeth, Cody Mock, but the ones
The
that
ones
he has
we have
are
are really great.
Yeah. Luke Gedeke,
Really needs that.
their right tackle, out this week. We don't know whether their left tackle, Tristan Wirfs, is going to play in this game. Emeka Egbuka hasn't practiced so far this week and was not looking 100%. I'm a little bit with the plexiglass kind of principle here with both of these teams. I do think teams tend to respond after a really poor performance. They're, professionals, and it's just the average. I think the average performance from the Jets is going to be somewhere between week 1 and week 2. And then you look at the Bucs, Cynthia, and if you peek beneath the numbers a little bit, their numbers haven't been great this year. They're 19th overall in DVOA. They were outplayed by the Falcons and kind of stole that game away. Last week, they were a 4th and 10 away. They're good, obviously, and I think they're going to get better, but I'm not worried about Tyrod Taylor. I don't think that's necessarily a downgrade. It might, even for a 1 week, be an upgrade. I'm not ruling that out. And so 7 points seems like a lot. I think these two teams will be closer than you think.
I'm actually aligned with you on that. I think
Let's go!
I think that the Bucs win. I don't think that they win in a very super convincing fashion.
Right.
Right. It was big. Before we knew about those injuries, it was a much bigger margin. And I'm looking at the Jets, and I agree with you that the average does tend to come up over time. My problem with the Jets overall is that I haven't seen any of the foundations of what they're trying to do come together on offense consistently. So it's hard to say, okay, are they going to be a team that their identity is going to be run the ball, pass to their tight end? Like, what's going on here? And I just haven't seen it come together in general yet. And I still haven't seen on the defense the kind of stuff you would imagine that will be by the end of the season with Aaron Glenn there figuring everything out. But the offense feels like it's a big question mark. What am I looking at?
Oh, and the defense isn't even a question mark. It's just a hot mess. It is a mess. They are giving, they are a lot of miscommunication, a lot of that. But I just think the injuries, and I guess I do look at the response that I think the Jets will have this week, coming off of a game like that. Also, Tyrod, when he's played in the last few years, he usually has like 1 or 2 great performances when he comes in, and then he gets hurt. If he gets hurt, we're really in trouble. But the injuries for the Buccaneers are significant. Also, the New Jersey to Tampa pipeline for retirees is very familiar. And so I think that somehow will give the Jets just a little bit of an advantage. It's just a move that people from New Jersey, they're comfortable going down south to Tampa. So maybe a lot of Jets will make the trip.
Sure.
Or they just live there.
Okay, great.
Home field advantage.
I love that.
All right, let's go to your second pick.
I mean, I'm going to keep it with the spicy ones that are the wrong favorite is favored. That's not good English, whatever. I think that the Texans top the Jags.
I like that. I'm on your side too, yeah.
You are?
I mean, that's not one of my 3 picks, but I agree with you. That was my pick on game debut, yes.
Wow. Well, we don't have to say anything. We're done.
Why?
Well, number one, when I'm looking at so when you look at CJ Stroud and what they're trying to run in this offense, it's a little Patriotsy, which I think they've figured out they need to pivot from just a bit given the skill set of CJ Stroud and the lack of skill set from the offensive line. I'm saying that nicely. The O-line hasn't been good. Let's just say that. And I'm curious to see maybe Christian Kirk comes back. Where are we at with that?
It looks good.
Right. So I haven't seen anything updated as
Braxton Berrios and Christian Kirk. Berrios less of a factor, more of a special.
I don't know.
But Kirk will play.
I actually think sometimes those tiny little differences are very big deals when it comes to figuring everything out. So I'm looking at the uptick in passing quotient, and that defense is still really good. Newsflash, defense still really good. Trevor Lawrence, there's I love the sort of fight between Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen, like
Yeah, that when he was on the sideline, he was getting annoyed.
yeah.
Trevor Lawrence described it afterwards as like, It's good. I'm pretty even keel, laid back guy, and like
Okay.
Liam Cohen, like Liam's really fired up, and I really appreciate it. And he's like, it kind of brings out the more intense side of me. I'm like, well, we could use a little more of it, Trevor.
Right.
Still seems a little
Lackluster. Yeah. And plus, when you have, I just also, at some point, the Brian Thomas Jr. thing will click back into place, and same thing with Travis Hunter. But you've seen the end of that last game was messy against the Bengals, as you pointed out. But I don't think they can run it enough on the Texans to be able to overcome that defense. All of a sudden, in 1 week, all the books think, hey, that defense stinks now. Like, what on earth? Like, that's such an overreaction to in the market. So
interesting.
that's why I'm like, what do we, is Will Anderson Jr. not there anymore?
I like this pick. It's not one of my top 3. I think it's probably recognizing a couple things. One, the Jacksonville run game looks really good. I think they're an improved team. I think they could be the 7 seed, for instance, in the AFC.
Yeah, especially with the Bengals getting hurt, with Joe Burrow getting hurt, and all those other things up in flux. Yeah.
And then the numbers, and it's partly because of the matchups. The Texans have had to face, the Rams and the Bucs blitzes back-to-back weeks and pass rushes, and they have not looked good on offense. Their offensive numbers are as bad or worse than they were a year ago. So I kind of see why it would level it out.
Nick Chubb.
A little bit. Nick Chubb.
Starting to come back on, baby.
I think we'll see some Woody Marks, some Nick Chubb. Yeah. I'm with you. I also just think they really need this game, and they've been in this system with DeMeco Ryans a couple more years. They've won some big games.
That's right.
2 playoff games.
That's right.
And I think that helps, but it wouldn't shock me if the Jags did pull that off. Man, that I was watching that one closely because I knew that was our head-to-head game, and I was feeling good about it all last week, Jags-Bengals, and then right at the end.
I mean, when Trevor Lawrence, when Joe Burrow went down, I'm like, well, there we go.
And they were losing. They were losing by 7 at the time.
Browning throws all the picks in the world, and then they decide to blitz. Don't blitz Jake Browning. What are you doing? This man is great against the blitz. He's not good when you don't blitz him. Look at his splits. This is why everyone needs analytics. You hear me? Because if you look at that has been his splits forever. His under duress, like his blitz completion percentage and passer rating is like 120 something. It's ridiculous.
I love it.
His non-blitzed one, boom, boom, boom,
interesting.
Boom.
Not good.
No, that's when he throws his picks.
Little extra info for you. But which side of that game are you on? Vikings, Bengals.
I think we're on the same side of that one too.
Okay.
Skull. Skull.
Let's go.
Skull. Yeah.
Ram.
Are you Ram? What are you, Bengals or are you Viking?
I don't feel strong about that one. I just was throwing that out there.
Well, which one?
We were talking about it. In terms of the number, I would take the Bengals, the points.
Oh, okay. I just thought. Yeah. Okay. You fair point.
Okay. Rams.
Oh, you're going right at it, baby.
Plus 3.5. One of the most balanced teams so far in the NFL, the Los Angeles Rams. Offense, defense, both look ready. I look at the Eagles and they're
ready.
As much continuity. I just mean they're ready for the season in a way that a lot of teams aren't. They're kind of.
I like it. It just sounded funny. They're ready.
They're ready to pounce. This game is big.
This game is big.
All the Rams have been honking about all offseason how close we were to the Eagles.
Right.
They were sending it out to. I saw in the season ticket holder email that we were only a few plays away from beating the eventual champions, and it's a true statement. That's not why I'm picking them. I just look at who's playing better right now, and the Kevin Patullo Philadelphia Eagles offense just feels a little bit static. I think the Eagles offense will get better throughout the course of the season. I think their pass rush will get better throughout the course of the season. Entering week 3, it's been average, their pass rush. The offense has been a little below average. And then I look at the Rams, and I think they've come out firing. Devontae Adams is such a big part of this offense. It looks like Steve Avila, who's a starting guard for them, might be back for this game. He's back at practice. That's big because they were missing 2 starters. That is obviously worrisome for them. But, man, Devontae and Stafford are so much fun to watch. I think year 2, Chris Shula versus year 1, Kevin Patullo. And kind of looking at the fresh ideas McVay's got popping with Devontae and everything, I just feel like they're a little more ready.
Ready.
Little ready.
They're ready.
You know what I mean?
We're on opposite
A
sides
lot
of
of teams. Yeah, I know we are. Are you going to make it one of your picks?
No.
No, because it's not an underdog.
No, I liked my theme today.
Yeah.
This isn't often that I get a theme, you know?
It's much better. Whenever you see a team that you think's going to win straight up, like I had with the Falcons and Seahawks last week, for instance, and they're underdogs, then you take them. You love it.
That's right. I'm just going to stick with my theme.
And by the way, the hook, the 3.5 point hook, you're always talking about that. It got me again.
It did?
It got me again here with the Rams. But you know what? Last week it worked out, actually, in those two games. I ended up being right on those two. All right. Give me your last pick.
Okay, so last but not least, are you ready for this? Are you listening or are you writing?
I'm writing your picks down.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So I don't forget them.
The Patriots.
Ooh, I do agree with you on this, but I'm like a little freaked out.
Well, it's also your team, like, you know.
I know, but I'm often very negative. Last week I wanted no part of Patriots Dolphins. You were right on that one, but this one I like the matchup.
Yeah. Well, the matchups makes for fights, right? And now you're getting a Drake May who I mean, he's been playing very well. I think this is a Travion Henderson breakout moment. I think we see that's really the kind of last piece in this beginning season puzzle that needs to come together. It's all about the defensive front for me, though. Did I say that right? Defensive front. Defensive front.
They've played great so far.
Guys like Milton, you know, guys like Harold. Like, it's all these old names, old people names. Milton, Harold, Orrin, they're all great, you know? Like, how many Harolds do you know?
They have a Christian.
Exactly.
Calebon, that kind of goes against your theory.
But
Jason.
I still think as a percentage, their defensive starters have old names.
They do sound like they're from like the 1910s.
Good old Milton, you know?
Yeah.
But when you're looking at a guy like Milton who's got, I don't know, the second most, well, 2 sacks, like the second most pressures for defensive tackle, like that's a huge deal. And he's not even fully kind of integrated into the Vrabel system yet, right? It's only been 2 games. So I just think their defense is more than what is going on for the O-line for the Steelers can handle. And we've seen these short passes again from Aaron Rodgers. Everyone's like, he's going to air it out this year. He's got DK Metcalf. He's going to be MVP for him. And it was like, what if he's just mid? That's okay to be mid. You know, like not mid for every human being, but mid Aaron Rodgers. That's not bad.
Mid for an average NFL starting quarterback.
That's right. Like, but not. You can't expect him to do all these crazy, you know, Rodgers to Rodgers passes anymore. Like, let's go with what works. The shorter passes, and New England's really good at defending those under 10-yard passes. So it's just not matchups makes fights, man. And are we getting Christian Gonzalez back for goodness sake?
It sounds optimistic. He's been back at practice. Then again, he didn't practice since late July. So I always think that's a little weird too. And then you're immediately playing in a game 5 days later. So we will see. I think he's massive for this game. So because you mentioned the numbers are good on the short passes, I agree. The matchup helps them. They're by far their biggest weakness as a team is the deep passes. They are just getting bombed away. Like, their defense is stunk this year, really. I mean, they're one of the worst defenses in the league overall in terms of against the pass. But if you have Gonzalez out there, he can match up with DK Metcalf. And then it's like, who else do the Steelers really have? That's what I'm hoping.
I'll wait. I don't know. I mean, the tight end, right? Jonnu Smith, I guess. But like
Freiermuth.
Sure.
Matt Washington, Darnell Washington. I mean.
Right. But if you can't run, and like Jaylen Warren, everyone's calling fantasy world, being like, this is the Jaylen Warren breakout moment, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I see it. Because I think that this is it's like Vrabel teams are like Belichick teams, right? They come together, the defense gets better every single time.
You're right. I hope you're right.
I'm telling you.
I love the Travion breakout call.
I think Travion breakout is, I just think at some point there's going to be the Josh McDaniels moment where he's like, and the Steelers defense has not looked like a Steeler.
Oh, they've been really bad.
So you tell me that swing pass to Travion's not going to work against that?
I was excited, and look, if you're a daily NFL Daily listeners, which it was my favorite kind, not just popping in for the recap or the preview or
what about the people who tune in to listen to this one?
This one's doing big numbers. It's great. So you get some extra info because after we taped the preview episode, I treated myself this morning, stationary bike, watched the little all-22 Patriots, which I hadn't gotten to.
Okay.
And what a great game by Josh McDaniels last week. Obviously, the matchup helps a lot. But I actually thought Travion Henderson was explosive and powerful and looks really good. The problem is his reputation was in pass protection being really good, and he made a couple mistakes there. But other than that, I'm with you. I think it's close, and their run blocking looks pretty good. Will Campbell and the rest of the offensive line look pretty good. So
old short arms over there.
I'm with you. Speaking of which, I mean, my arms aren't too long either. I'm doing something I feel bad about. I'm going against the Lions as my third pick. I'm taking the Ravens
Why?
-4.5.
Why do you feel bad?
I'm really into the whole what time of year are we playing the team? Who's going to be better later? I think the Eagles, for instance, if this is Eagles hosting the Rams and you could tell me that just that game's in December, I'm not taking the Rams +3.5, just sight unseen. I just think it's going to be a different game then. Same thing here. I think the Lions defense is going to figure some things out over the course of the season.
Sure.
I just don't think they're going to be there yet. I think the Ravens, on the other hand, year 2 of this defensive system, year 3 of the offensive system, I don't think there's enough pass rush. You give me a team that has
Marcus Davenport. Yeah, we
right.
It's the problem.
He's hurt, and him being like the only other guy with Hutchinson going up against Lamar. Is this new Lions offensive line ready to win a shootout? It's in my head a little bit. The last time they played a couple years ago, 38-6, Ravens over the Lions.
It's been since the Lions have beat the Ravens.
I do actually.
20.
That's crazy.
That they've only played 5 times. I mean, that's a little ticky-tacky because they've only played 5 times.
It also means nothing here. Maybe the first matchup means a little bit, though, because same coaching staffs. I know the coordinators are different for the Lions and everything. But that was during a great Lions season, and they got waxed.
Yeah, there's an alternate universe where they're still running against the Lions.
Right.
Like, they just keep running around like the world. Like, it's...
They can make Jared Goff uncomfortable. And look, I'm convinced that this is going to be an elite Lions offense. That's why I have them in the Super Bowl. And I think they can figure things out over the course of the season. So when I say Goff uncomfortable, I mean it's Madubuike or Travis Jones or someone just like one time getting one of those quick pressures, interior rush. Goff makes one mistake, and then they're chasing the points the whole game. I love points. I think it's like 41-31. I don't think it's anything where the Lions are embarrassed afterwards, like 38-6, or it's 41-34. You know what I mean? Or it's 37-30.
Lions fans would take that too.
Would they?
Yep.
Losing?
Yes.
By a touchdown?
As long as you don't look like an idiot. They just don't want to be made to look like a fool, right? Like,
they're going to be 1-2 if they don't win this game.
Okay,
you want to win.
Everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
But if you're
I want winners.
But if you're thinking about it objectively from the Lions fandom standpoint, I could say this because I am one. When you're looking at the opportunity, like, you just don't want to get embarrassed. You don't want to look like you don't belong on the field with them. Like, that's what happened last time. And yeah, it was during a great season, and it was later in the season, so they had more, of a cachet going into that game. And same thing happened last year in Houston, right? The Texans game, they looked awful.
Right.
So there's always one where you look back. Well, but I think Lions fans and, after that week 1 situation against the Packers, ain't nobody want to lose to the Packers in the NFC North. So I think that as long as it's close, no one's gonna be like, oh, they're garbage, throw them out, blah blah blah. Like this, let's relax.
As long as it's not too one-sided, like that Packers game. And I gotta say, like, the defensive performance against Chicago didn't convince me at all. Like, the pass rush really wasn't that much better. Caleb, I actually thought looked decent in that game. Like, I think it was an okay performance, but I'm not shocked that the Lions can look okay.
Did not look very good though.
Right. And the Lions offense is going to be great. So I think it's a high scoring game, but 4.5 points, not enough for me. I am going Ravens. And, we do the extras, right?
Yeah.
I write down the extra picks. I don't have any this week. I only really like these 3. I had written 4, like the 4th was the Titans as an underdog, but I'm not even putting that as an official extra pick because I just didn't have it. Maybe this 2-4 record to start is spooking me, but I looked at the whole board and I just write down ones that I like, and then I see what the stack is, and sometimes it's like 2 that I really like, and then I have to force it. Sometimes it's like 7. This week was just 3. Last week I went 2-2. On the extras, so I think we have a winning record for the extras for the season, so that's good. I think we're
That's how the extras roll, though, every time.
That's what I'm saying. I think we were
It's like your second shot in golf, right? Your first shot. Like your mulligan. That's what the box. There's no pressure. You just hit it nice and easy.
It's true. We got
for Gregg.
I think that's 4-2 on the extra games, but those are our
Gregg.
3 picks. I was back in the day. Nothing I liked better as a high school student than working at a couple different golf clubs, and you could just play for free afterwards. Just like a 16, 17-year-old version of myself and a joint and a friend with a cart and 9 holes at about 5 p.m. on a summer afternoon. Forget about it. That's heaven. It hasn't gotten any better since then. That was pretty much the peak.
You peaked. To peak early,
Everyone check out this show on YouTube.
Mhm.
If it's in your ears, you can see the professional television work of Cynthia just pointing in the camera and telling them not to blitz Jake Browning. That's why she's great on NFL Network and everything she does. And I'm more of a podcaster. You can check her out on Game Day Morning on Sunday. And then more importantly, check out her YouTube Numbers Game and your show with Logan Ryan. But yeah, if you like the picks here, she goes through all the games.
Every one of them.
On her YouTube channel. So that's it. Good luck to your Lions next week. And yeah, you'll see us and hear us in your feed Sunday evening. We are on to week 3.
Is Shook coming in?
Shook's not coming in, but he's gonna be on the box. We got Shook.
Perfect.
We got Claybon.
Just making sure.
We just did the Thursday night game. It's all Shook all the time. See you Sunday.